Hello everyone, I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you're in the world. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm really grateful that you're listening, subscribing and commenting. I really appreciate your support. And in this one I want to speak to you a little bit about how this is something that happens quite often, or is something that a lot of people say about INFJs, that we're old souls. And I'm sure if you're an INFJ yourself, or even maybe an INFP and INTJs, those kind of intuitive old soul folks, you yourself feel like you've kind of lived many lives, and you've learned a lot of things in those past lives that you're bringing to this life, and you feel like you're surrounded by children, kindergarteners. Like, you feel like you meet people and you talk to them and you feel like they might be like in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and you still feel like they're children. Like, you're looking at them and thinking, like, is this all the progress that you've made after living for 70, 80, 90 years, or even 50, 60 years? Like, I mean, you look at them and you're like, you've lived for a longer time than I have, but you still feel like you are a child, and I feel like I'm an adult compared to you. And this happens quite often to me, obviously, because there's a lot more older people on this planet now, right? And you're probably meeting a lot more older people, and you're talking to them, and you're assuming in a lot of cases that you would learn from them, that they would have wisdom to give you because you're younger than them. And you wait and you talk to them and you're waiting for them to drop those gems of wisdom, right? You're like, okay, now they're going to tell me something amazing and I'm going to use this to enhance my life, because INFJs are constantly looking to grow. And we're like, no, they're going to help me grow. And then they keep on talking and not a single gem passes through their mouth. In fact, all they're saying sounds like BS. It sounds like nonsense. It sounds like a child is talking. And you realize as an INFJ, as an individual, that first of all, people never grow up, a lot of them. And also, it's not even just the fact that they've lived this life, but in fact that they are quite young as a soul. So whatever they've learned in the past is not enough yet. They just haven't lived enough lives. They just haven't had enough experience, not only in this life, but in the past lives too. And so that's one of the reasons why an INFJ will often feel tired being around other people, not even just because of their energies, not even just because they're pulling at us with their toxicity, but because they're just so foolish. And I'm not even joking about this. Like, if you're listening to this and laughing, it's really the truth. Like, a lot of times I'll be sitting in front of people and I'm thinking to myself, why are you so dumb? And this is not just for, like, children. I mean, children often are quite smart. It's adults that I find stupid a lot of times. But a lot of times I'll be sitting in front of older people who I feel like should have quite a lot of wisdom in them because of the life they've led. And they just talk as if they are idiots. They have nothing important to say. It's not even just that, but you look at the world and you look at the leaders that are leading us as individuals, as a nation, and you look at them and you look at what they're doing and you think to yourself, how in God's name did you get hired to do this job of leading us? And why did intelligent people, hire you or elect you to lead us in the first place? All of this does not make any sense to me. As an INFJ, you're also probably thinking the same thing. You're sitting in this world, you're living in this world, in this physical world, and you've lived many lives before, and you're like, okay, this is another go at it. Let's see what happens. And you just look around, and you're like, nothing's changed. Everything is exactly the same, just in a different setting. And people are just as idiotic as they were before. In fact, they're growing stupider because there's just no challenges in life. They're just dealing with exactly the same things. They're living a comfortable life, and so they're just getting stupider. And so in general, I don't want to be a naysayer or a pessimist. I love living. I love this world. I love the beauty of the earth. And I love the beauty of this body that I've been given. But in a lot of cases, as I said, I will be sitting around people and I just think, oh my gosh, I can't stand to talk to you. I think you're so dumb, so idiotic, that you have nothing important or useful to say, that you're teaching me nothing, but you think that you're very smart. And I just sit there thinking, why am I doing this to myself? So in a lot of cases, I would rather sit by myself in a room watching a movie by an amazing individual or reading a book by an extremely intelligent individual and getting my knowledge and wisdom that way, rather than listening to an individual in front of me who has nothing useful to say to me, who can teach me nothing. And as I said, like, the more I'm looking at the world, the more I feel tired of the nonsense that's going around in the world. And as an old soul, you were like, well, I don't know how many lives. In Hinduism, if you know, they say that every person has to go through 85,000 lives, something like that, before they, are done with the whole shebang and they can kind of go and be enlightened or whatever it might be. Apparently, my sister's on her last life, and she's an INTJ. The astrologist told her that, so I wonder what that's about. She is quite an old soul herself. But 85,000 lives, it might even be 85 million, but I think it's 85,000. And so 85,000 lives is a lot of lives to go through. And so INFJs, if we have gone through, thousands of these lives, are just tired. We're sick of it. We're just like, I don't see anything good except in nature and in the Mother Earth and the natural beauty that is around me. Besides that, I don't see anything beautiful in a lot of cases in the people around me. In a lot of cases, the people around me are actually quite ugly. Not outside, but inside, right? Not that I'm saying I'm quite beautiful inside. I have ugly moments too, quite a lot of them. And I'm not perfect. Again, INFJs are not perfect. And we see our imperfections very clearly. But we also see the imperfections of this world and the people around us very clearly because of our critical nature. And so in general, the reason I wanted to say this, the reason I wanted to do this video is mostly to express my frustration with what is going on in the world and to realize that even though we think that we've progressed and we have civilization now, we are civilized beings, we have created so much, we have all this technology, we can talk to someone across the world, see their videos, we can go into space, we can do all of these things, but I feel like we're still living in the 12th century where countries are just allowed to go into some other country and invade them because they're like, I just feel like it, I think this is the way to do it. Or, people are just fighting with each other over religion, out of all things, the most ridiculous of institutions. Or people are just electing individuals like Donald Trump or Narendra Modi in my country, or Bolsonaro, or like other individuals like that in the world. Boris Johnson. I mean, like, it's ridiculous. These antiquated, patriarchal idiots who have really no idea what they're doing are being elected to rule over massive superpowers. It does not make any sense to me, really. I don't want to bring politics into the situation, but really, when I look at the world and I see what's going on, I feel quite a lot of frustration and anger and just apathy. I look at it and I'm like, I don't even want to deal with the situation anymore. I don't even want to look at it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. And I think it's just because I imagined after years and years and decades and thousands of years of evolution that we would be at a certain point where we would not be doing these things, but we are still as cavemanish as our ancestors. We're still in the exact same place where we're fighting over land, fighting over religion, fighting over this is mine, this is yours, it's mine, no, it's mine kind of thing. It feels like we're still animals at heart. We haven't progressed at all. And so again, this all kind of makes my old soul, or makes me feel saddened, obviously, frustrated, and just angry and apathetic. And I don't know what your opinion on the matter is. I'm not looking to have a political discussion. If you like Trump or Bolsonaro or whoever it is, you love them and you think they're great, that's awesome, good for you. I don't want to talk about it. If you're going to message me about politics or comment about it politically, I'm not interested. I'm going to delete your comment. But if you have something to say about the old soul nature of things and the frustration or the anger that you feel about seeing the world, or the positivity that you feel still living in this world, then I would love to hear about that in the comments below. So yeah, if you're going to comment politically or bash my video because it's politically inclined, only a bit, then your comment's going to be deleted. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about politics. I'm very clear about what my views are, and I don't want to hear anyone else's views on it. I just don't want. This is a black and white thing that I'm telling you. So yeah, I would love to hear from you guys about, like, what do you think about, like, how do you feel about the world? Like, what is your inclination? How do you feel when you look at what is going on in the world right now? Like, what does it make you feel? I would love to hear a more in-depth analysis of this from you guys, from all of you. Again, thank you so much for listening, for being on my channel. I appreciate all of you. I hope this wasn't a very negative video. I do lots of positive ones, so I think it balances out all in the end. Again, thank you so much, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.